Trusting our own intuition tells us that if you take strips of paper, like what I'm showing here now on this tabletop, and cut them up and put together a cylindrical shape like what you saw before, okay, that when we do this, we should have an object which has two edges, all right, and has two sides. So we're going to try this experiment. This experiment is called dealing with the Mobius band, or Mobius strip, it's often called also. Okay, so I've cut a strip of paper, and notice if I put it together this way, okay, like this, you can see I have an inside and an outside, so two sides, and two edges, right? One over here and one over here. Now, what happens if I take this strip of paper and where my letter A is, if I twist it once and tape it together? So what I'm going to do is take some tape, and I'm going to tape this all the way across on both sides so it holds it together very well. Okay. And I want you to notice something. This is very, very strange. Okay. Usually when I have classes at State, I do this in class and everybody gets to make their own, but we don't have that opportunity now. So what we're going to do is you're going to have to watch me do it. All right, now I'm going to take my pen right here and I'm going to mark a spot right on this edge. You can see it right there. Okay. Now, I want you to watch. I'm going to put my index finger and thumb right on top of that spot. Let me get the spot so you can see it. There it is. Index finger and thumb right on there. Okay, and I'm going to pull along this edge. And you'll notice I'm doing it in such a way that I'm not removing my fingers at all from this object. But I want you to notice what happens. Okay, wait a minute here. Look here. Look where my finger is right now, and look where my thumb is. And notice where my dot is that I placed on this object. It seemed to switch over to the other edge. What? How did it do that? If I keep going, and notice I have not taken my thumb index finger off this thing at all, and notice what's about to happen. I came right back to my dot again. I never took my thumb and forefinger there off of this object. So it appears that this object has only one edge. How weird is that? All right, with that weirdness in mind, let's try this, okay? I'm now going to take this object, this Mobius band, and I'm going to draw right down the middle of it, okay? So here we go. I'm going to take my pen. I'm not the best drawer in the world, but you're going to see I'm going to draw right down the middle. I just keep folding the band around, and I keep drawing my line segment right down the middle of the sheet. Okay. And I continue to do that. All right. Just keep right on drawing. And notice I'm just on supposedly one side of the figure, right? Wait a minute. I want you to notice something here. Whoa, whoa, look here. I'm drawing on this side right now, but look over here. Whoa, look at that. When was I drawing on that side? Wait a minute. What's going on here? All right, if I keep going, all right, if I keep on going, let's see what happens. I'm continuing to draw ahead. on the strip. Okay. And you'll notice I'm coming back to where I started drawing from. In other words, it appears that this object has only one side, not an inside and an outside, but only one side. I never picked my pen up off the paper, and you'll notice I came right back to where I started from without ever picking the piece of paper up off the table. Now, our intuition tells us that if I take a piece of paper and cut the piece of paper in half, I'll get two pieces, right? Okay, well, I'm going to cut this Mobius band in half, okay? But I'm going to cut it in half in such a way that I start the cut like this. In other words, I cut it, so I'm cutting it right down the middle. Now I want you to watch what happens here. Of course, we're going to get two pieces, right? So let's see. So if I continue to cut right down here like so, okay. Now let's see. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I don't have two pieces. I only have one. Now, you can't always trust your intuition. And this is a perfect example of realizing this. What you think is going to happen mathematically doesn't always happen. And this Mobius band is a perfect example of showing you exactly that. Now, I'm going to do one more experiment here with you. I'm going to take another strip and cut it and put it together. Okay, whoop, I cut that kind of off at the edge, but that won't hurt anything. Okay, I'm going to do one twist. Okay. I'm going to tape it together just like I did before. All right, to make the band. Okay. Now I'm going to tape it on the other side too, just to make sure that it stays together the way it's supposed to. All right. Now this time, I'm going to cut this Mobius band in such a way that I'm only cutting about 1/3 of the way across the band, okay? So 1/3 of the way would be about right there, right? So that's what I'm going to do right now. So I'm going to start, and I'm just going to continue cutting just like I did before. I started this way, all right? 1/3 of the way across, and I'm just going to keep on cutting. You have to be very careful when you cut this because it's very easy to cut another part of the figure by error when you don't really want to. All right? Wait a minute. Something weird is happening here. Look at this. Look at this. I'm cutting this 1/3 over here, and notice I've come back to my other cut that's over here, and it's kind of on the opposite side of it. All right? Well, I'm going to keep going. What am I going to get here? Okay, I'm just going to keep going. All right. Keep right on going. Cutting along that 1/3. I want to bring my scissors up here so I don't. So you can see that I'm still cutting along the 1/3. Oh, wait, I've returned to where I started. What am I going to get here? Look at this. I got a short strip and a long strip that are hooked together. Turns out this short strip is actually another Mobius band. This strip over here, I believe, is like a Mobius band also. but I'm not really sure of that. So can you believe this? All this weird stuff is happening. Now, so we cannot trust our intuition often when we are dealing with mathematical concepts. Now, I'm going to ask you to watch a couple more videos about this Mobius band. For sure, at least one more that's done by animation. Okay, so you will be seeing that one next. Okay, so enjoy.